Hello again, second graders. In this video, we are going to cover subtraction problems. And these are subtraction problems within 100, and we are either taking away some ones, or maybe we're taking away some tens, or somewhere within our realm of understanding. And we are going to use a strategy that we've been practicing in class. But what I want you to remember is that we have many different strategies for solving the same problem. This is just one. And you are welcome to use it, and it is a pretty efficient way. I know that when I'm doing it, I can do it pretty quickly, but you might have a way that works for you. So solve the problem your way, and then maybe try it my way, because we've talked about how we want to prove our answers. And so if my answer is right, it should be right no matter what strategy I use to solve it. So this strategy really goes into our understanding of how numbers work and what our numbers are made up of. So let's go ahead and get started. Pause the video, first of all. Pause the video and go grab a pencil and paper, or maybe you have your notebook handy. Something for you to work on these problems along with me. There are going to be two problems on each slide. I'm going to solve one, and you're going to solve one. So we're kind of working together throughout the video. Okay, so let's get started. As always, we start with our objective. So this is what this video is trying to get us to see. So I see in this video, I am going to be working on subtraction. And subtraction within 100. So I don't want numbers that are like 8,000, right? That's too big. And we're going to do that by taking out 10 from large numbers and creating number bonds. Okay, these are two things that we've done in class, but something I noticed on our assessment is that sometimes we didn't read the question all the way through. So that really is the first step, is reading the question to see if you need to take 10 out, because sometimes you don't, like in our next example. So here is our first set of problems. I would like for you to do this problem. I am going to do this one. So I'm going to draw a line down the screen. So I'm going to do the first step for 67 minus 3. Then you're going to pause the video and do the same step for 49 minus 5. So the first step for 67 minus 3 is, let me just think for a second, 3. And I'm just taking 3 away from this number. Now, the ones place of 67 is a 7. Can I answer 7 minus 3 without moving any tens? If the answer is yes, then I don't need to make a number bond. So, now it's your turn. Pause the video and see if you need to take out any tens to solve 49 minus 5. Or can you simply solve 9 minus 5? Pause the video, start the video again when you are ready to continue. Okay, so hopefully you found on your paper that 9 minus 5 is a fact family you know. It's a fact family you know. So you don't need to regroup. You don't need to draw a number bond. You don't need to do anything. You can just look at the ones place here and see that your ones can be solved without any problem. Because if I were to draw this out as a model, which is my next step, I'm going to draw 6 quick tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 quick ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video while you draw 49 quick place value blocks. Okay, so your paper should now have 4 long tens and 9 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, I can see in my ones for 67 minus 3 that if I were to look at 7, I see a 3 within 7. And that is another indication that I don't need to do anything to my tens. I can see already that there's more than 3. ones. So now I'm just going to take away 3 by drawing a line through them. So now I've taken away 3, and I can recount my number. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. I have 64 left over. So now I would like you to pause the video, and on your quick tens and quick ones, I would like for you to look at your ones and decide, can you take 5 away from this number? If you can, go ahead and strike a line through it like I did over here, and then start the video again when you're ready to continue. At this point in the video, you should have a board or paper that looks like this. 49, and then I take away 5, so I'm going to take away 4 and 1, or I could have taken away 5. And then I'm going to count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So I can write 44. If your board looks like this, go ahead and continue. If it does not, please pause the video, go back and see what step you may have missed, or make your board look this way and we can carry on. So now I come back to 67 minus 3. I have 67 minus 3. I see that I can do 7 minus 3, which equals 4. 60 plus 4 equals 64. So here I just took the part that I could solve, right? My 60 remained the same. This is 60 and here is 7. That's a nice little number bond, right? And I can do 7 minus 3, which is 4. And then I have my 60 plus 4 that I got from here equals 64. These two numbers are the same, so I am sure that my answer is correct. So what I would like you to do on your paper is write out 49 minus 5. Go ahead and break this into your tens and ones and see if you can't just subtract 5 from your ones. This is the numerical algorithm for solving subtraction problems. Start the video again when you have your answer. Okay, if you split 49 into tens and ones, you should have 9 and 40, because you know that 40 plus 9 equals 49. I can do 9 minus 5, which equals 4. Now I take my 4 and my 40, and I'm going to add them together. 40 plus 4 equals 44. Once again, these numbers should be the same. If they are not the same, go back and check your math. Okay, make sure you are only doing 9 minus 4. I did not need to change any of my tens to solve these problems. If you got this one no problem, then you are ready to continue. Here is our next problem. And you might notice it's a little different. In my first problem, I was only working with ones. I was doing the ones place only. Now I notice I am subtracting groups of 10 from a number that has both tens and ones. So I am going to solve 78 minus 30, and you are going to solve 97 minus 60. So the first step is to recognize that now I am working with tens. I'm working with tens. So I am going to start by splitting up. Well, actually, let's start with a model. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 78. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, should be 8. All right, so now I have 78 in quick tens and ones. Pause the video and make 97 quick tens and ones. Start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, so I know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens and 8 ones. Now I'm taking away tens. 30 is 3 tens. Now I'm pretty sure that I can do that No problem. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So these 3 are the 3 tens that I am taking away. Now you'll notice I didn't need to do anything at all to my 1s. At all. Okay? So now on your problem over here, which you should have drawn to have 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tens, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones, I would like you to pause the video and take away your 6 tens. Go ahead and try. Okay, so with your 10s and 1s, you should have taken away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the ones that we are getting rid of through our subtraction problem. We're subtracting, we're giving them away, right? If these were stickers in a word problem, we would be giving them or losing them, or something happens to them that they are no longer part of my group. Okay, and now very simply, I would need to count up my 10s and 1s. 1, 2, well, sorry, let's start counting by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. So my answer is 48 from my quick 10s and 1s. You'll notice that I did not spend a lot of time drawing a whole bunch of individual dots to represent 78. There's a faster way, and that's the one I used. So now what I would like you to do is go ahead and solve your problem by counting by 10s and by 1s. Start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, so you should have counted 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So your answer was 37. If you did not get this, go back and check. Something I've seen several times on our work is that we're making too many 10s or too many 1s. So make sure you have the right amount of 10s and 1s before trying to solve any problem. Always go back and check your work. Now, something you might have noticed is that my 1s have not changed from my original problem because I was not taking away any 1s. Okay? As always, I want to check my work. So here is my math number bond way of solving this problem. I'm going to write 78 minus 30. On your paper, please write 97 minus 60. Pause the video, start the video again when you are ready to continue. Great. Now, I'm going to make my number bond. The number I'm subtracting is 30. So 30 goes in to 78. It 100% does. So I'm going to put 30 on one side. And then I need to think about, well, how many more does it take to get from 30 to 78, right? Well, I know that my 1s are not going to change because 30 has no 1s. It has a placeholder, which is 0. So I'm going to leave my 8 the same. Makes sense? Well, what does 3 10s plus how many 10s equals 7? 3 10s plus how many 10s equal 7? Well, if I know my fact family for 7, I know that 3 and 4 make 7. So I need 4 10s. And here I have my 48. So I can come up here and I have 48. My answers match. Notice that I didn't just draw it and pretend that it matched. I did the real work. Okay, each time I do the work, I should end up with the same answer for the same problem. All right, your turn. I know that 60 goes into 97. So now, using your knowledge of 10s and 1s and number bonds for 7, for 9, and 6, go ahead and solve this problem using our algorithm. pause the video and start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, so if you know 9 minus 6 equals 3, then 9 tenths minus 6 tenths, right, equals 3 tenths. But wait, I still have that 7 in the ones place. So I need to make sure I'm bringing that down into my number bond. So I should have 37. So 97 plus 60 is 37. Okay, and look again, my answers match. So we're using our understanding of our fact families, 9 and 6, and applying them to the tens place. Because 9 tens minus 6 tens is just like 9 minus 6. And I know that those go together. But what I can't forget is if there's a number in the ones place, it has to follow through if there's a 0. If there's a 0 in the placeholder spot for tens, and I have 97, 7 minus 0 is still 7. 7 minus 0 is 7. So 7 has to be found in the ones place of my answer for problems that are subtracting only tens. If this made sense to you, you are ready to move on. If this was still hard, go back and try these problems again. Maybe working on 78 minus 30 or trying 97 minus 60 again. Or you can change up the problems, change the number in the beginning and subtract 60 or subtract 30 or 20 or 10. And then try these strategies with those numbers. If you are ready to continue, do not stop. All right, here is where this math concept gets a little bit tricky. In my first two problems, I was taking away, so 67 minus 4. And I could just take 7 minus 4 and add the 60 back on. That was easy enough. And in my last problems, I was doing 93 minus 30. Well, that was just taking away the tens, right? So I could do 9 tens minus 3 tens. So I've been focusing on individual parts of my numbers, just the tens or just the ones. And in these two problems, the tens and the ones are going to collide. So once again, I am going to do this problem over here, and in your notebook or on your paper, I would like you to solve 67 minus 9 with me. So please write down 67 minus 9 so you know what your problem is, and start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, so over here on 33 minus 9, I have 3 minus 9. In the ones place. I can't do 3 minus 9. I can't start with 3 fingers. These are supposed to be fingers. I'll try dots instead. 3 fingers and take 9 away. I can't do that right now. That's going to be a 6th grade skill. Okay? But what I can do is I can rely on the tens place to help me solve this problem. So just like I did before, I'm going to take 33 minus 9. So in my last slide, I split up my tens and my ones so that I could more easily solve the problem. Now I know 33 can be split up into so many different ways. So I can see that 9 is a really high number, but I know that if I take away 10, well, take out 10 from 33, it would be easier for me to solve 10 minus 9. But then I need to answer what goes here. Well, I know because I'm taking away 0 ones on this side that my 3 here will stay in the ones place. However, I am taking out 1 10. So 3 minus 1 10 is 23. Your turn. What I would like you to do is look at your ones place. Will you be able to take 9 away from 7? try. Start with 7 dots. See if you can take away 9 dots. The answer was probably no. So what I'd like you to do is make your number bond. 67 minus 9. Take out 10. Pause the video while you figure out what belongs in your box. Start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, you should have found that if I take out 10, once again, I'm not moving that one place, so my 7 should remain. 6 tens minus 1 10 is 5 tens. If your board does not look like this, please correct it now. Okay, so now my next step over on my side. I'm going to solve 10 minus 9. I know from my 10 facts that 10 minus 9 is 1. I can even make the number bond. Where I have target of 10, 9 is one part, 1 is the other. So I know that 10 minus 9 equals 1. Now I'm going to put a box around it. Now I need to add my boxed numbers together. What I would like you to do is solve your problem here. Okay, make a number bond if you need it, and box your answer. Start the video again when you have done this step. Okay, so what you should have found is, like me, you could solve 10 minus 9, which equaled 1. Here's my number bond that I used to prove it. And you should have put a box around the 1. If you did not complete this step, please go back and try again. Now, next step, I'm going to add together my boxed numbers. I have 23 from my box here and 1 from my box here. This problem looks like it's so much easier to solve. 23 plus 1 is 24. All of this work proves that 33 minus 9 is 24. What I would like you to do on your paper is add together your boxes. Start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, your boxes were 57 and 1. This problem is so much easier to solve. I know that 1 more brings me to 58. So 67 minus 9 is 58. Now you'll notice that I'm boxing my answers, and I'm doing that because that makes it really easy for me to find. Okay, this is a math skill that's really hard to master. So if this was hard for you, go back and do this problem again. Okay, so now what I would like you to do, I'm going to flip this camera around. So this subtracting of math problems is actually pretty hard. I mean, it's not super easy to subtract those numbers. So it takes lots and lots of practice. So don't give up just because it's hard. Remember, you have learned many strategies for subtraction, many strategies. Some of them are more accurate than others. For example, if I had here 70 minus 16, for example, it would not be a good idea for me to try and draw 70 circles. Oh my goodness, that's going to take me forever, right? And what if I'm off by 1 circle? That's going to be a major problem because it's going to throw my entire answer off. So what we really need to be practicing is drawing those quick 10s and 1s because we know that that's more accurate. We know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be a more accurate representation of my number than a whole bunch of circles that I totally might lose count of, and then I have to go back and start all over again. So you have learned some strategies that make these problems easier, okay? And you need to practice them a lot, yeah? But if you have one that works for you, then do it. But check it my way. Just try. It doesn't hurt to have more strategies in your tool belt. We've talked about that a lot. Now, if you got this down, you want some more practice, there is always a way for you to do this at home. So I'm going to just go ahead and erase this, and I'm going to write a little box for you. So if you want to do this at home, you'll just need your paper and pencil, and you'll be good to go. Now, you will need 1, a number between 10 and 100. That will be your first step, okay? First step, you need a number between 10 and 100. Just like I started with 70. Just like I started with 70. Your second step will be to pick a number, a smaller number, made up of either just ones, just tens, or just tens. Then use a strategy to solve it. It can be one of the strategies you learned about in this video. It could be one that you feel more confident doing. But do the one you feel confident in first. You want to feel confident in math. But then try it the way you saw in this video. If this is still really hard, go back and watch the video again. You can stop it at any time and just try the skills on that first slide or the second slide. But make this video work for you. Practice the area you feel the worst in. And that's okay to do. Please understand that. It's okay to stop the video and just practice that one slide. And then go on and practice another slide. So that is the end of this video. Please go back and watch it again if you need to. I can't wait to see you on our next class period. All right, have a great weekend.